the warlord attacked Springhelm and Foster was forced to flee and join the caravan, she made an unexpected new friend in Remed, who is a Daemonkin alchemist. Y'all got to talking, shared some tea, shared some coffee, hunted down a mysterious spy who was trying to smuggle information on the location for records of different deities to the warlord, tracked him down, tackled him. Rebed bit him at some point in the fight. I don't remember why, but that was a thing that happened.
I bit him because he was trying to escape with magic.
Yes. He was attempting to magic his way out, and so you just went chomp, and it was surprisingly effective. If uncomfortable.
I had to rinse my mouth out with powerful solvents.
Yeah, just gotta be careful. Can't be too careful with that, because that's bad. That's gross. People are gross.
Very.
So the rest of the trip went relatively smoothly after that. There had to be a bit of a guard rotation on the wagon that the spy was tied up in the back of. But eventually you reach the town of Tyrian, which is a port trading city, and it's a port that's on a river. Not the river that Philomena got yeeted into. It's a different river. But it was just the next stop in the ride for the caravan, and there's a lot of business going in and out of here to different places, and it's a good place to take some time, disappear, and figure out how to get to Haven's Reach, or what you're gonna do next. So what do y'all do first once you arrive?
I think we're all wondering what we should do.
You're in a city where you can easily just kind of like disappear into the crowd. I picture maybe y'all find an affordable enough place to stay for a few nights while you try and figure out what to do next. And maybe do some shopping to get clothes that have less holes in them.
Yeah, well, wing holes, yes. Since, Foster's got the wingy wings that need the holes.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'd probably look at our men and be like, right, so we should probably get new clothes because they've seen us in these and, disguise purposes. Should probably also look on getting transportation to get to, Haven's Reach.
Haven's Reach.
Haven's Reach, I remember.
Hooray, you just said it like not even 30 seconds ago.
ADHD.
Fair.
Booyah. Well, agreed, yes. Well, whoever we did deal with knows what we look like now, and your clothes still has holes in them.
Yes, I mean, other than, the wing ones, but yes, we should probably go get clothes first, and then see if there's any cart vendors, horse traders. I don't know what they're called.
Horse dealers? I don't know. I have nothing. I'm blank. My mind's a blank. But yes, new clothes, lodgings, and then a plan on how to get to Haven's Reach. I believe that would be the proper order of operations here.
Probably a map. We should get a map. Those are always good. Yes, I don't know very many horse traders. We had two that came through once. One was a Fiord, and then the other was a Chevrolet. Didn't quite remember.
He looks at you with a blank expression like, yes. Our horse trader was named Roger. There was one in the village. He had 2 horses. And that's about it.
Also, I will just kind of throw it out there for our guest who we have not met your character yet. Your character knows this town very well. And you're probably very aware of these 2 odd Daemonkin who, I don't know how subtly they're having this conversation, so...
Probably not very subtly.
Yeah.
No, they're sitting at a table with some pints.
Look at you, see this? You think anybody else is... Oh yeah, everyone's noticing them. Oh, God. And they still haven't noticed me. I don't know what's more insulting. A 6'5", really willowy framed wizard with a really long beard. He has a wizard's hat that is perfectly stiff, and then if you look at it, it kind of looks like it has stars forever flowing through it. And he has like a little fancy looking luggage trunk that has little cute little legs on the bottom of it. And it's just... Yeah, luggage, I know.
I'm sorry, did your luggage just bark?
Schmendrik just puts his forefingers over the bridge of his nose. I swear, this is like the third time you've reacted this way to luggage. Yes, luggage did bark. I am Schmendrik, the magician, and this is luggage. Pleased to make your acquaintance again.
I say the description makes it even funnier that Rim doesn't remember you.
Just laughing on my end, trying to justify Rem just being like, oh, yes, I've forgotten. Again, I'm sorry. Third time? Oh my.
Every time you started to remember him, you're like, no, there's no way there's someone that looks like that in this caravan. Nah, it must have been in a book that I read. There's someone in Oaths of the Heart that sounds like that. It must have just been a trick of my imagination. And, oh, wait, no, you're real. And it's like, no, I can't be real.
Exactly. Actually, I'm going along with that one. Like, Schmendrik, wait, you're real? I thought you were just a figment of my active imagination after reading a little too many chapters of Oaths of the Heart. Well, I'm quite sorry.
Oaths of the Heart is a bodice ripper, by the way.
Rincewind is just red. Yes. Oh, Rim. Each time you come back with something more colorful, and this time, oh my. I heard you discussing some plans. Might I be able to offer some help in whatever you two are going to get yourselves off into? I don't think the caravan can... Well, I think they deserve a little bit break from your particular set of skills, you two.
To be fair,
I've only made 2 things explode.
I just got here. Also, hello, I'm Foster. Hi. And they're sitting, but, a dark green, emerald green, almost daemonkin with curly horns, and their hands kind of fade out, have this, ombre into black at the very end with tippy claws, and have the little tippy-tap feet, and these bat wings that are, kind of folded around them like a cloak. Almost a gargoyle description looking, basically.
With a buzz of embarrassment, Schmendrik he does a flourish with his hands, his oversized cloak robes go back, revealing his bony-thinned arms, and he does a flourish using Scintillate, since it's free. He does a little flare of little energy balls from his fingers, and does a bow to you, Foster. My apologies. I do apologize. It's just, usually whenever I see someone with Rim, I just automatically assume, oh dear, we're going to have another explosion. And Rim, 2 is far too many. I told you that after the first one. I told you 1 was too many. And you outdid yourself, did you not?
And I will outdo myself again.
Perhaps don't do too many?
Too many?
Foster, if you need anything that needs to be protected, please go ahead and store it in luggage. He will keep it safe.
Hello, luggage. And she'll crouch down and...
Looks like it's tilting its head at you if it had a head.
Oh.
Oh. Now, you actually do sound more of a reasonable and maybe put a little more thought into ask questions and not blow up things first.
Oh, I'm not... Pish posh, I'm not that bad.
I mean, Rem was very helpful, and I don't know if you heard the whole kerfuffle with the spy. That was very helpful. Very hands-on. No explosions, so there's an improvement. Right, Rem?
You see? No explosions.
You see Schmendrik bite down on his finger, and he just goes, "Ah, I owe the caravan leader 2 gold now."
Aha! There was a little bit of biting, but no explosions.
I knew I should have went for the pool that was going for biting.
Also, Brian, I think I forgot to mention, there's a warlord that's just existing in this world with an army, which is basically unheard of, and he's trying to potentially seek out and destroy all records of the gods that remain.
Because to the victor goes the right of history. Yes, of course. Which is why Schmendrik has been trying to do his best to bring joy to the populace of wherever the caravan goes. But that is his greatest flaw, is that his hedonist side can get in the way. Because as Schmendrik is looking, you notice a wine bottle falls out of his cloak, out of his sleeve, wondering how in the world it was even staying in there, and this thing was big. And it's empty.
Oh no.
Whew.
Schmendrik, you've dropped a quite heavy empty wine bottle.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And he just puts his foot over the bottle to roll it under his robe. Now, my dear two, what are our plans to deal with this warlord? Because, I mean, he's gotten this far already, so it's obvious we can't depend on anybody else except for ourselves.
I'll say you can see signs in the marketplace. It doesn't look like this town has been occupied, but it looks like there have been a lot of requisitions taken from here. This place, there should be more stuff. There should be more food, more health supplies, and different things. There's less. People look nervous. Some people look stressed out and upset. And Foster, you've never been in this town before, but you can feel the tension in the air. It's almost like the tension that was in the air in Springhelm in the days leading up to the returning festival. They know something's coming, but they don't know when.
Well, this makes Schmendrik's heart just wound. So he rolls up his wizard roll sleeves. I'm gonna use 4 AP for this.
Oh my.
With a wiggle of his fingers, he cast Helen's Fantastic Feast.
Oh, okay.
So this is what the description is. Imagine an elaborate feast of any culinary style. You summon food and drink, your choice of furniture and if necessary, and your choice of dinnerware and table decorations. You may summon enough food to feed a party of up to 20 people. Consuming the meal restores 4 hit points. I'm doing this for the townspeople, and for you guys as well. So there will be enough for 18 people to enjoy some food.
There are definitely people that start flocking to it, and also, you're drawing a lot of attention to yourself.
I have to. I'm doing this because I don't like people suffering. So Schmendrik he's now doing flips. He's landing on doing a handstand as he's doing more scintillate to make giant elaborate sparks from his fingers and his toes. He's doing it so the people can be happy. So he can get their attention, and he goes, "People, I've been around this world for a very, very long time. Numbers have honestly become meaningless to me. But I think it's..." He hiccups, his hat literally bounces off his head from his hiccup. "But I think it's enough time for me for just sitting around and watching you poor people suffer. You have the word of Schmendrik Rincewind and my dear luggage that we're going to put a stop to this warlord. And we'll find a way to make your lives better."
So before we me a roll 20 to see how the crowd reacts to that. Hey, Foster and Rem, how do you react to this?
I'm sorry, guys. I am so I should have asked before I did
No
all
worries.
that.
This is fantastic. It's great. No regrets.
Yeah, Foster looks around and just...
Rem, I'll just the little class in the background.
Just trying to get it started.
And we wait.
So let's get a 20 to see the general crowd reaction to this.
Does our golf claps assist?
Golf claps.
The minute you started describing, I'm like, no, these people sound just miserable, and I ain't here for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I picked Helen's Fantastic Feast.
I will allow you to upgrade the result, so whatever category it falls in, it gets bumped up a category because of the feast. I will give you that, because that was a very generous thing to do.
Especially the 4 AP.
Yeah.
That makes me very, very happy. Oh, cool, 14.
Okay. That is a success.
Yay!
People seem very heartened by this. There are no negative reactions. No one wanted attention. They're not just like, who is this weirdo coming in saying he's gonna save us all?
Well, that was quite, actually, amazing. I'll remember this one.
It's from where I come from. My home was a city hidden in the mist. My people, we were known for just our hospitality. And I was always raised that if you see someone who needs a helping hand, you are always there. Because a stranger is just a friend you haven't met. And Rincewind gives a wink to Rim and gives him a little pat on his shoulder. I give you the business, but I do consider you a friend.
And so do I.
That was impressive. They seem to have a lot more joy now.
They do seem quite happy.
Yeah, people are gathering around, and instead of people eating a whole meal, they're like breaking it up and spreading it amongst themselves. It's turning into... They're trying to get everyone involved. And Foster, roll me a 20.
Roll you a 20? Oh, goody. 11.
As you glance around at the crowd, from what you can tell, these are all locals. There's no one here that seems to have any connection to the warlord, because you know there's a good chance he's probably looking for you. So you don't seem to have attracted if there's anyone here connected. They haven't noticed you yet, but also you don't know how long you have. And you also need to figure out where you're going to go next.
Right, so we should, while the people are taking care of themselves, we should work on, like I said, securing a map to Haven's Reach, getting transportation and new clothes and supplies, probably, since it's probably not a good idea for us to travel with the caravan and the warlord, knowing we stopped his spy with the information we have.
Yes. I don't feel like we should be staying in the same location too long.
Also, Rincewind, you know of several places to stay in here for varying amounts of money. Because there have been times when you came through here where you didn't have much.
And so Schmendrik looks down at luggage and goes, "Luggage, my dear boy, pop open. I'm going to need that." Luggage pops open and Rincewind reaches in and he pulls out a sack of gold. You know what? I promised the caravan leader I would ensure nothing happens to you two, and I'm a man of my word.
Oh, he was worried. How nice. I thought he was happy that I was leaving.
You know what? I'll share you a secret. I do believe I saw the caravan leader shed a tear. Not because they were with happiness, they're with worry. Now, I believe I can find us a place to lay low.
And some sadness that all the good coffee's going with you.
Thank you. Yes. We've established that Rem made the best coffee in the caravan.
Trust me, Schmendrik is just, he has been relishing this. It's just, he still has just a cup, just sipping coffee. Just, Rem, you are just, if there was a hall in the gods just for making coffee, that would be reserved for you. This is just transcendent.
I'm glad everyone appreciates it. It's really when you do, it's all about the temperature, And he just starts rambling about how, all the importance of making a good cup of coffee.
I picture he's rambling as you're heading towards wherever Schmendrik is going to be getting a room for everyone.
I have a really fun idea for this one for you.
Okay.
So, where we're leading, it looks like it's kind of, if this was a little village, little town, this would be like a house on the outskirts, maybe on the top of a hill. And as we're getting closer, you notice this little house looks like it's on chicken legs.
Oh.
Yes! I support this fully.
Then Schmendrik just goes, Mama Yaga! My dearest teacher, your dear boy Rincewind has returned, and of course, with a big bag of gold, he of course has a bag full of ingredients for her, because she always has the best potions brewing.
You just see this. She looks a lot younger than you expected, given that Schmendrik just referred to her as Mama. Just pokes her head out. I thought you were going to be gone for another couple of months. And who are these people?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
This one is I dare say a new friend. And you know what, I shan't take the honor of him introducing himself because he has a experience himself, Mama Yaga. Please, you two. This is one of the individuals who has taught me my ways of magic and is to blame about why I cannot remember how old I am exactly. I am just very, very, very old. Don't ask her how old she is.
That's just something you never do with women.
Likewise.
She is very kind and I trust her. That is the most important thing.
The response for she is to blame. You knew what you were getting into when you agreed. Alright, come on in before you start attracting any more attention. And then you see the house just kind of crouches down to let you in. Normally she makes you climb, Schmendrik.
She has guests now.
Schmendrik happily just gives the house a little pat. It's been some time. Luggage, you can stay out here and catch up. Luggage just happily starts running around the house.
Yeah. I picture the house just crossing its legs in front of it to make a little playpen for luggage as they just sit and have this conversation somehow that transcends all human or human-like understanding. And you go into a place that I just absolutely 100% didn't expect you to be going into. I might just toss out the rest of my notes. We'll see.
I'm sorry. I feel so bad now.
Oh no,
you introduced Baba Yaga's hut. This is amazing.
So I have
This
a
is
question
great.
about the back porch. Does it give a little shake as it gets comfortable on the ground? A little tail ruffle?
Yeah.
You know it has to.
Oh,
You know
it
the
has
house
to,
dude
yes.
does.
Yeah, and I feel like the inside looks like a quaint little cottage, but as you step in, you can feel there's a lot of magic in this place. And Rim,
Yes.
you walking in is like a small child walking into a candy shop.
Oh,
She
no.
has so much potion making materials. She has everything. Both the raw materials, the things that you need to make.
At first, Rem goes up and he bows. Pleased to meet you, Mama Yaga, I believe. I am Remede Fremont, otherwise also known as Rem, and the alchemist. is just essentially what I go by. Oh my. All the gods, there is so much. Can we stay here? Are we staying here? Is this. Do we. We can never leave, you know this, right?
Well, no,
this
we,
is not
we,
no.
we have a thing to do, remember, Rem? We have to save the world from the warlord.
Things, but that's so. Look at it!
I understand, but if we don't save the world from the warlord, Miss Yaga's hut probably won't exist, because I have a feeling the warlord doesn't like anything like that. No offense, Miss Yaga. I'm not trying to paint a target upon you. I'm just trying to impress upon our friend why it's important we only stay a night, and then I'm going to stop talking now.
Rem is just bouncing from table and looking.
She's taking all this in, also keeping an eye on Rim as he does his excited, ooh, what's this? What's this? What's this? Ooh, what's this? Oh, you have one of those? I didn't know that actually existed.
I've only read about this.
I didn't think a mixture vials were actually a thing you can actually get your hands on today. You have a hybridization vial? Oh my god.
Schmendrik is just like, oh no. Rim, please.
Rem turns towards you. You knew this was coming when you brought me here.
She's gonna be so mad at me.
She looks absolutely delighted. She's like, it has been so long since I've met someone who actually knows what these things are. You know how rare it is to find someone who truly appreciates alchemy.
Right? It is increasingly rare.
You know, that's not fair. My specialty was always in the ways of the illusionary arts. It's alchemy just goes right over my head. Rem, she's all yours.
Rem is just... While he is bouncing from place to place, he's actually being very careful not to knock anything or touch anything.
Yeah, she keeps an eye on you, lets you continue exploring as she looks over to... I keep forgetting how to actually pronounce Schmendrik.
Yep.
Schmendrik?
No, you had it right the first time. Schmendrik.
Yeah, glances over to Schmendrik and says, so as delighted as I am to see these two lovely individuals, why did you bring them to my house?
Well, I know from experience and from the past that eyes are always away from you, and just as you have taught me the ways of just blending in the background, we need that right now because let's just say there's a certain warlord out there that might be looking for one of these two, and I gave my word I would protect them.
Yes, we might have made people angry by trying to stop them from making bad things worse.
Oh, I'm very aware of this warlord. He's a bit of a prick. Not a big fan.
I love the choice of words.
I don't suppose you have a name?
Unfortunately, no. Some things are not yet knowable, and it's annoying, and there's also only so much I can do without putting myself in danger, which could put others in danger.
And I will be honest, I had honestly given hope after just watching for so long and seeing. I lost hope that maybe there was the idea of a hero, that someone could stand against tyranny, and I became a lush. But Schmendrik turns to Rim. Rim, I believe you are a hero.
Does Rim catch this, or is Rim hyper-fixating on, ooh, what's this?
He turns around and is like, thank you. Ooh, what? I was not expecting that. That's why I'm taken aback.
And you've given me faith that, granted, I will not stop my drinking, but I want to actually help. I want to inspire this hope that you've given me. So, Mama Yaga, it's just as these two have done for me, I think they will do for you. And I want to protect this hope. It's something that needs to be protected. These people need it.
Indeed, in a world that hasn't seen war since, well, the last war is among the gods themselves.
Sometimes we put our faith in the gods, but sometimes a miracle we can provide ourselves, and these two are that miracle. I believe they are.
She nods and then looks to Foster as if expecting that you're going to say something.
I mean, I wasn't really the one who stood against him. That was Philomena. I did nothing. I don't know how much good I am. I can translate. Those books are hidden at least, so we can't get to them. I don't know what you... I just am trying to find my wife and get back to her.
You didn't run away.
No, but I failed to catch her. It was my fault.
You're being too hard on yourself.
You really are.
The dream of you trying to catch her has been haunting you, but interspersed with a lot of it was like dreams of wandering around a maze from like different viewpoints. It was these like two little points of light that you just instinctively knew were you and Rem. You're like caught in this maze trying to avoid all these little flecks of darkness that were looking for you, and then sometimes you wouldn't make it out, other times like another little light would come and help lead you away. As you're standing in this room listening to this conversation, you remember a stranger dream that kind of got mixed in with it. You weren't sure if it was a vision, where it looked like those two little specks of light were enveloped in something else and taken away from all that shadow.
Is there like a map anywhere?
Roll me a 20 to see what you find as you just kind of look around.
12.
Also, you do see there's like a picture of a map on the wall.
Okay.
It's got these little pins in it.
And just very carefully with the tip of a claw just starts tracing out the maze and moving the pins. Is that what that meant?
As you try and find where, you actually end up having to sidestep to... You see there's a map on a table that looks like it's a map of the city. From what you can remember of the ones where it's like you were looking at the maze top down, it almost exactly matches the map of the city.
Oh, well, that's interesting to have a vision of the city and us getting out, sometimes getting out and then being enveloped by some... Oh my god, that was probably you, Miss Yaga, since you seem to never actually heard of you before. Sorry.
That's partially intentional, but I thought I noticed something about you. You have the foresight, the dreams. I didn't know that that was still around. I thought that died out a while ago.
Did it? I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me re-say that again when the dogs are not barking.
That's just luggage.
It's luggage in the background.
It is luggage. I'm sorry. Luggage was...
Luggage in the house are having quite the conversation.
They are indeed.
And no one is questioning this.
Nope.
You have other things that you're questioning right now.
Exactly. So, I'm sorry. There was more like me?
Yeah, it was quite common in the before times, and I guess it makes sense. It's been long enough that she should be coming back.
She who? I'm sorry. I'm very confused that they're more like me because I just thought this was... I hit my head as a child and something. Now I can see things.
Oh, no. It was never particularly common, but it wasn't unheard of to have people who would have dreams of what was to come. How do you think people knew to flee, and some kingdoms were able to flee in time before the war started?
Honestly, I assumed luck, or they had scouts. That makes more sense, though.
Yeah, I had figured military prowess.
Military wasn't going to do much when the gods decided to start their war.
Fair enough.
Also, I will throw it in there. Both Yaga and Schmendrik strike you as people who are not from anywhere around here. Like, you've seen a lot of traders and travelers. You're probably starting to get the feeling that at least Schmendrik is from somewhere very far away. Actually, hey, Schmendrik, can I get just a 20 roll from you?
Oh, of course. 17.
Very far away.
Success.
I'll say, Schmendrik, there's a reason that you lost hope. You had lost hope a long time ago. Even though the warlord has just shown up on this part of the continent, is because being from far away, you were around where it started.
Oh, that really
Oh
hurt.
my.
That really hurts, because this makes sense, because my people were, like I said, they were known for their hospitality. We would have welcomed them with open arms. This really hurts.
And you had to flee, and I think maybe Yaga's the reason you made it as far as you did. There might still be people who made it out, but they weren't able to get this far, and that's why you're also determined to stop him, because also, he's still coming. And this has been a long time.
This has been a long dance, and I'm ready to end it.
And also, you know that Foster is potentially the only person in your party that's seen him. It was from a distance, but...
This well of emotions, everything just flashing in Schmendrik's eye. He looks to Foster and Rim, and he just bows his head he bows down to them and says,
Oh, please, no, please get up, please get up.
This was a long time coming, but I need your help.
Oh, well, sure.
But this is a heavy task before you answer. I want to end the warlord. That wasn't me, just empty words. Rim, you have lit that fire again. I don't ever want to see it happen again.
Well, you're welcome. And if you require my aid, I will, because, well, I've probably pissed off the warlord, so, well, yes.
Well, before laying such a heavy task on you, I will say I could offer to just get you away. If you wanted to. He looks at Foster. This is a heavy thing to ask, but I need your help.
I have a feeling I don't need a vision to tell me that this is entwined with finding my wife. And you can please get up. And she's like worrying her with her little baby tusks, and just like just please get up. We'll help you. Just off the ground, please. Up the meat.
Schmendrik gets up and he twirls his fingers around, casting a magic trick. Foster, for you, this little magic trick is a little illusion, but it's a smell illusion. And when he blows it at you, you remember every smell of your wife.
Oh no.
But it's the happy memories.
No.
To help fuel you. And Schmendrik looks, this is the smallest thing I can do. I wish there was more I could offer.
And she just smiles, like happy tears clutching her the woven wedding band that she wears around her neck and nods. That's more than enough.
I will say, also, Schmendrik, you mentioned that your people would have let him in with open arms. Your people also, when he asked about their gods,
oh no.
showed him to the temples.
Yep, of course we did. Because we would be more than happy to do that. I've watched him. My gods don't exist anymore because he destroyed them.
As they burned, you realized you could not remember their names anymore.
Once again, I will never let this happen again.
I promise I'm not trying to traumatize all of your characters. You just keep setting it up so I can traumatize them.
Oh no, Schmendrik's just, it's trying so hard to not make me cry, dang it. We go from funny shenanigans to such a serious moment. Oh, goodness.
I think you can sense like there is a touch of divinity around Foster. Not hinting that she's a god, but she's a cleric, basically.
I'm the priest.
Oh yes, you protect your white mage. There's a destiny about you two that I want to see to the end. Mama Yaga, I know this was such a heavy thing, and this debt, I'll pay it three times more. That's how much I believe in these two. Please, even if it's just leading us down the right road to take us to the path that will lead us towards our goal, that would be enough. Please. If it costs my immortality, like I said, I'll pay that 10 times fold.
That won't be necessary. I have my own reasons for wanting to see this end with a rampage ending. I have my own reasons for wanting to make sure he does not succeed, so you all are welcome to stay here for the night. You will be safe here. None bother my house if they are even able to become aware of it. And in the morning, I can see what I can do to help you get you going towards your destination.
Thank you. And Schmendrik's just going to go and just sit down and just start working on some notes. There is much work to be done.
I believe they have a much deeper connection to Warlord than we had ever anticipated. He says this to Foster as, like, everyone seems to be going to their things.
Yes, they did. It's rather fortuitous.
Right.
I got an unexpected opportunity. Hell yeah, I'm gonna run with it and do weird shit.
Well, I am happy to help in any manner I can. I don't feel like I'm up. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't feel I'm worthy of so much praise, but I will assist you both in this oncoming endeavor.
I think that's what Schmendrik meant when he called you a hero. There's something someone once told me is a hero's body acts before they realize it. They rush in without a moment's hesitation, even if it can mean their death. You know, they go beyond, as you would say. She'll just clasp Rem on the shoulder and give it a squeeze, you know, of like a supportive one. We're in this together. We have Schmendrik now. Miss Yaga is also an unexpected but very welcome ally, and
Yes.
we'll figure it out from here. And thank you, House. She'll bend down and pat the floor very gently for letting us stay.
Thank you.
It gives a faint creaking noise that sounds like a happy creak.
That's delightful.
If a creek could sound happy.
Yeah,
Oh,
just don't question how you know it's happy.
I am
I
not
love
touching
it.
this Eldritch cottage core thing with a 10-foot pole and questioning it. It's just here.
Yep,
It's
it
a
exists.
thing. This world is weird. After you do that, like, Mama Yaga's wandered off to do some stuff, and she just turns, "Hey, alchemist, are you gonna help me or what?"
Coming, ma'am. Ethan just like scurries.
I know he doesn't have any sort of speed enhancements, but that's impressive how fast he went.
God. I said Ethan, I mean Rem. Ethan is my alchemist in our Pathfinder game.
As you come over, you see she has some equipment set up, and she's like, "Well, show me what you can do."
The biggest grin goes across his face. So let me pop out my abilities. So Rem just almost like it suddenly becomes very serious and concentrated on what he's doing. He's just mixing things, popping out different panaceas and potions, and essentially just having a grand old time, making different salves and bombs. Not bombs as explosives, but creams.
Lip balm, yeah.
Bomb with an A.
Bomb with an A.
And ends with an M, not a B.
Yes. He's not really saying how he's doing what he's doing, because he's assuming Mama Yaga knows. She doesn't need him to explain, like, you know, I do this and I put this again. Do this. She knows. He's essentially working under someone who is way more experienced than him, but he's enjoying every moment of it.
Yeah. Give me a 20 roll. Because also, you
17.
have access to every ingredient you could... Wait, did you say 20?
17.
Okay, 17. I was like, damn.
I wish.
I don't know what I would have done with that, but damn. So she just watches as you're working. Occasionally she'll, like, come up and look over your shoulder, nod of approval. It starts like she's going to, like, kind of try and correct your measurement, but it's usually, like, as you were going to do that yourself. As you just... I guess you're just making one of everything you know how to make?
Probably everything. Mechanics-wise, everything costs an AP point. Every concoction, whatever, actually costs me a point. So I'm just imagining.
I'll just meta say, you can make one of everything without having to spend, but if you want to take it with you.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
For this specific scenario.
Okay, yeah, so he's making one of everything he knows: Steelheart oil, potions of Olympiads, Canister Capsium, everything he knows. And he's just having fun doing it, like getting back into the groove of it, having not been able to practice ever since they've sort of been off.
Yeah.
And he is very happy.
As you're working, she'll ask, but so how did you get into alchemy? It's not a common practice last time I checked.
No, really, it's not. I come from a very simple farming community. We make crops, we sell crops, and we live off that. We didn't have much else. We had extreme access to plant life and any other natural medicine. From there, well, take plants, move on, study them a little. Actually, what ended up happening is I found a book that was able to guide me more from one of the rare merchants that came through our town. Never knew who he was. He never came back. But he just looked at me, knowing I was essentially the only one looking into how to augment and improve the function of our society through things I learned and things I experimented with. And he just gave me this one book. And from there, I was able to expand more. I made crude and makeshift equipment by imitating what I saw in the book, and eventually I was able to help our healers with the people in town who were getting sick. From there, I added more, and it was honestly trial and error, and really, that's what it was. I just got curious. I figured we can make probably more, and we don't know enough. And I just went deeper. And guess I became what is known as an alchemist. I did not give myself the title. It was essentially somebody, as I left the town and worked in a caravan, eventually someone said, "Hey, you're like one of those alchemists." Oh, that's what this is called. Alchemy. Okay. I thought it was just essentially making things explode or fume, or I didn't really have a name for it. Is that a good answer?
A large part of alchemy is making things explode and more experimentation than most people realize, but it's not often someone who discovers it sticks with it enough to reach this level. These are quite impressive, by the way. Well done. For
Well,
someone
thank
who
you.
is primarily self-taught, you've come along very nicely.
Even though he's red, he blushes. Well, thank you.
You just feel like she's studying you or like she's reading you for a second.
Well, he looks up and goes back to his work. Like, oh, this is really a very important moment. If I let this boil too long... And perfect. It's just right now.
Nicely done. I've actually messed that one up myself more than once.
It is very easy to mess it up. The timing is... Let it boil 1 second too long, and it is ruined. Take it 1 second too early, and it is a deadly poison.
Yes, but that second one can be useful at times.
Well, yes, well, it's either very useful healing or deadly poison. It's a 50-50 chance. But yes, it can be very useful as well. But I prefer healing people and helping people above poisoning them.
And the camera pans over briefly to Foster. So what have you been doing while Rem is kind of sort of showing off and just having the time of his life? And,
Kid in the candy store.
Yeah, Schmendrik is over in the corner taking notes on things. I'll say there's like plenty of places to sit down. There's probably like pictures on the wall, bookshelves, lots of strange things on the wall that you assume are alchemy related.
Yeah. I think she finds like a little settee couch to sit on and just kind of curls in, like wiggles into it, curls the tail around her ankle, just tucks her wings around her and pulls out, a very simple journal that she picked up from the caravan and just starts writing. "My darling, I'm sorry it took me a bit to write to you again, and just kind of explaining what's happened over the past few days. And
Aww.
looks over at Rem, chuckles, and writes a note. "You'd like this new companion. He's a bit excitable, but you'd enjoy him, I think. Same with the wizard. He's a little bit rough around some edges, but he's rather good. Hopefully I'll see you soon," and just kind of ends it all lovey-dovey, yada yada yada, compliments. "I miss your eyes that shine like the stars, yada yada yada. I'm gonna make you all..."
As you're reading, you sometimes just look up and glance around, taking in more of what you see, and give me a 20.
Give you a 20. Alright, this one's been nice. And 8. So, make success.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with that one, given what I was having.
I see something, but the pen breaks and covers the letter.
Oh no.
So I have to start all over again.
Yeah, that works. As you're skimming, you just automatically, out of habit, go to skim the bookshelf. 'Cause it's a bookshelf.
It is a bookshelf.
And it's like the 4th or 5th time you've just kind of skimmed over it, and then you notice something, and it startles you slightly. You accidentally bump your... I don't know, are you writing with quill and ink, or you got charcoal?
I would say it's like a water-based charcoal. So she has a little tiny pot that's active. Yes, Lickage, we hear you. Thank you. So it's a little water-based charcoal that, changes colors as she writes, and she knocks over the water, and it just...
And it gets on the page.
Yeah. so it ruins everything. Like, she stops it from, the other letters that she's written, but this one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to redo it, but you're a little distracted because it looks like a lot of the stuff on the shelf, aside from just books on what you assume is alchemy, you don't recognize what some of the words mean. Most of the shelf is copies of records of information about the gods.
Oh, she sets the journal down, like, kind of putting it to where it can dry, and just walks over and just very gently touches one of the spines with her claw. Just like the very tippy tip.
As you go to tap, Yaga says, "Finally noticed that, haven't you?"
How? We've barely translated a quarter of ours.
She looks back to what you're working on, Rim, and you're about finished with something, and keep doing what you're doing, I'll be back. And she walks over. My house is rather mobile, so I've collected information from a few places. Figure best way to make sure things don't disappear is make sure there's a lot of copies squirreled away in a lot of places. Can't guarantee it'll always be safe here, but something.
So if we were to, hang on, and she'll go run to her pack. Her wings are kind of twitching, a little excitedly, like a little bird fluffing itself before a bath. And then, like, pulls out it was information on a god we got, right? Like...
It was records of locations where information on certain gods could be found.
Right, and she'll kind of hold out. If you give you a copy of this, would that help?
She takes it and looks at it and... Give me another 20 to see how many of these she actually already has copies of.
18.
She skims through the list. I've actually stopped by most of these places. This one and this one and this one, I actually have originals. I made copies for them so they could have it for their own purposes. These I have copies of. These I actually found elsewhere. I didn't know they had some here. I might have to go see what they've got. Where did you get this?
She points at Rem. We stopped a spy. He bit him.
Rem turns around with a smile. I was in the moment.
It was a good moment. Good choice.
It would have been bad if he had gotten... These were destroyed. I mean, I've got copies, so it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but it's not helpful. There's common theory that the reason that the war ended is the ones who were fighting it were gone. As we learned afterwards, glances to Schmendrik in the corner, who can probably hear this conversation.
He's just looking up like, yay.
When the records are gone, they're gone too.
Mm-hmm.
If the name is lost, it's like they don't have that connection anymore. That's why I've been doing this. And I'll say, Rim, you can also hear and be following this conversation.
Yeah.
So even if the followers are still here, we could do the practice... Oh, that's good to know. It's fascinating. I don't know how it works then, because we never discovered the name of ours.
And where are you from?
Spring Hill? Well, I mean, that's where I've lived most of my life. Before that, who knows? I don't remember what my family was. I was just an orphan that was found on the side of the road and brought to the orphanage there.
Sorry to hear that, she says as she's looking over at the map, scanning like she's trying to find Springhelm. That would be here, right? Pointing more or less to it. It's not labeled.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Didn't know there were any records there. I take it by the fact that you're not there anymore, he's already got control of it?
Well, yes, but we made sure that no one could get into the records, or where they were.
That's good. That's good. And did you send what copies you could to other places?
We didn't know that was an option. It was just me and my wife who were able to read them and translate them.
Well, hopefully they all stay hidden well enough, long enough. Don't want to see any more get lost. This world's lost enough already.
I think we all have.
And she looks back to the bookshelf and says, actually, this one, grabs an alchemy book, walks over to your room as you're finishing up your last thing, flips the book open to a page detailing a recipe that's more complex than anything you've made before.
Oh, he puts his things there. It's like, oh, what is this?
See if you can make it. Pushes it towards you, walks away.
If I can make... Challenge accepted. Oh, can I roll for it?
We could have there be a couple rolls, just in case dice decide to do the dice thing. Because it's not going to be like you have one try to do it. She's just like, see if you can do this. So, let's start with roll a 20 to see if you can find all the correct ingredients and materials.
That is an 8.
You either mess up some of the materials or you mess up some of, like, the tools.
Oh, that's a difficult one. High, he messes up the materials. Low, he messes up the tools. High. So he messes up some materials.
It takes you a few minutes to gather everything as she wanders back over to Schmendrik and says, "What are you working on?"
I'm listing the names of the gods, so this time I don't forget.
It's good. And again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get there in time.
It's alright. You know, that was our greatest flaw, is we always believed in that there is always a greater good in someone, that everyone has a chance to be believed in, but I guess this time we were wrong.
Don't be too hard on yourself. None of us saw this coming.
This is true, but I believe we have a chance to redo this. That's why I said I am putting my faith in them.
Gotta make sure we don't have another war. Won't be the same this time, but I don't see this ending well if we don't stop him.
All I want is for a chance to just sit and speak with him. I'm tired of the bloodshed. I'm tired of the fights. I'm tired. It's like I said, I have an idea, and sometimes deals and compromises are what can sway the favor for everything. And the last thing Schmendrik puts in his notes, I wasn't ready for this, but here we go. He writes, "An old man dies, and a world lives." And he closes his book.
How dare you quote Sin City here? Make me feel like that.
Yeah, she just claps a hand on your shoulder. As much as I would like to think we could talk our way out of this, I don't think that's going to be the case. And Foster, what have you been up to while this conversation's going on?
Foster has been listening and just kind of makes her way over and just very gently places a hand on Schmendrik's shoulder and just gives it a gentle squeeze. We'll figure it out. We'll make sure no more are lost.
I do want to say I give my word. We will find your wife. And Schmendrik puts a hand on Foster's shoulder, stands up and goes, "Now, Mr. Rim may be the master of alchemy, but I'm a master of another arts, the culinary arts. I will go bake us a pie. Cooking helps me to clear my mind."
You know where my kitchen is? Just stay out of that one cabinet this time, please.
Oh, yes. We don't need a... No. I thought you made sure to chain that. But yes, I will make sure to avoid that cupboard. Schmendrik just eyes the evil cupboard, and like I imagine it just like opens up and there's like some shining eyes, and Schmendrik's just the eyes just stare at him and closes the door.
Stay away from the cabinet of curiosities.
Exactly.
Koshe, are you menacing him again? Told you to be nice. We have guests. Cabinet growls. Sorry, he's just grumpy. I mean, it's not my fault he's an idiot that doesn't know a good place to keep his soul. Wanders back over to you, Rem, as you are about to, like, start mixing the ingredients, and she's like, carefully takes one of the files, puts it back on the rack, grabs the one right next to it, and just like, please don't blow up my house.
Oh. Yes, yes. I can see my mistake. This one is cerulean, and this one is royal blue.
Yeah, easy to mix up. Normally wouldn't be a big deal. In this particular potion, that would be a big deal.
Yes, I see now. I see my mistake. I will be more careful. Thank you.
I think this time she stands nearby as you begin the first part of the potion, and I'll say it's one of those, there's like part that you have to do and then you like let it sit overnight and then you can finish it.
Yeah.
So roll a 20 for the first part, and I will let you upgrade because she's kind of nearby keeping an eye. 16. You're able to get it pretty well. There are no more near misses.
Yay.
A little bit of pressure because she's kind of watching over your shoulder, but you notice she doesn't step in at any point, so you're getting like, you kind of got this. It's complicated. It's more complex than what you've done before.
Yeah, I can imagine it's like a end of the line concoction, like if you're looking at a skill tree.
Yeah, it's up there. We can decide what this potion ends up being later. She's just like, here, a challenge.
Having fun with it.
Yeah, so you're able to get it to the point where it's ready to send. She's just nods. Well done. It usually takes a couple of tries for people to get that first part right.
It was complicated, really understanding how to let it distill long enough, but also adjusting the flame, and the subtle color change is the indication, but it is so quick to miss.
It is, and you have like a little bit of wiggle room with that color change, but not a whole lot.
No, it really, exactly, you have to be there. You can't be doing something else.
Yeah, no, this is a tricky one. I've seen it stump some other people, but you're doing pretty well. Come on, let's...
Well, thank you.
I think Schmendrik should be done with his pies.
Oh, I do love pie. My friend Sam adores pie as well.
So I picture everyone just kind of gathers around the table as Schmendrik serves up the pies. What kind of pie did you bake?
Okay, it is a rhubarb pie.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Roll me a 20 to see how good. Actually, no. I won't make you do that. You've made this pie so many times. You know how to make a pretty mean rhubarb pie with no issues. I think Yaga will also bring out some, like, additional food, just, like, almost like leftover stuff, just if anyone else is hungry for other things, as everyone gathers around the table.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
This is delicious pie. Thank you for making it.
Schmendrik is just happily. I'm always happy to do what I can to put a smile on someone's face. And with the last bit everyone's been going through, we all need it.
This pie is very delicious, thank you. And yes, it's been quite the travel.
Life tends to get rather hectic at the most unexpected times, doesn't it?
They do.
And again, given what's going on, it's no wonder that adventurers come calling again.
Do you think there are many more who are doing what we're trying to accomplish?
I don't know, it's not really been my area of expertise. This is my domain. This is what I know. Gesturing to the wall of alchemical equipment and all the different components. I've not really been paying a lot of attention. I've been paying some attention to the movements now that the warlords showed up. I've mostly been trying to fly under his radar.
He is quite powerful, so that is not a bad idea.
You have no idea. He's come quite a long way.
No one still knows who he actually is he? Or she?
He.
Oh, okay.
I didn't quite get a look at all his features, but it was a man. Or someone male presenting, I should say.
He's found some way to make his name unknown. Hidden quite a few things, which has not made it easier for people to stand against him, but I don't think Trefos is going to give in that easily. Just gotta find a way to stop him before he gets to what he wants. I'm not sure how long I'll be able to keep all of this safe. Looks to the shelves. I think before too long I might be heading as far away as I can, just in case.
That would really not be a bad idea, to be honest. At least get away while get at least to safety.
What is going through Foster and Rem's minds, particularly as you're having this conversation with this mysterious Baba Yaga?
Foster is trying to figure out her deal, and then lashes on to the he's found his way to make his name unknowable and trying to figure it out. Like, everything has a name. So how do you get rid of everybody who knows your name? And even titles can be used in place of a name, so someone has to know something about him. Just like muttering to herself about it, like, there has to be. You can't be unnameless or no one would know you, and it would be illogical. And just like poking at the pie while she's thinking, like kind of using it as paper.
Rem is mostly just figuring out, like, how are they going to do anything against this warlord? Like, okay, we have a desire, we want to stop him, but how? Also, the pie is delicious, and also he's hoping that his current experiment is going to work well.
Yeah, a couple shiny things. Also, I'm a country bumpkin who's just really weirdly good with potions. What am I supposed to do?
Oh yeah, 100%. He's like, how did I was just trying to figure out how to make sure the crops stop dying.
That's escalated quickly.
Yes. Like, I left home because the crops were dying, they were diseased. So I was gonna try and find a cure for this. And now I'm here in Baba Yaga's house. This is not how I expected my life to go.
No, things have escalated quickly in a weird direction.
Oh, entirely.
And what's going on in Schmendrik's mind? Or you know her deal. You probably can't there's probably not a lot you can actually say to people about her whole deal, but you know her whole deal. You know Yaga. You've been traveling with her more or less for a while, I'm guessing.
Yaga, I know you well enough, and I know well enough to keep my mouth shut about, because what happens on the road stays on the road, and everyone has their secrets, but I do know that you always mean well.
I do what I can, as little as that is sometimes. But at the very least, I can help these two going in a better direction. Get a little farther from the hounds that are chasing them.
Yes, that's why I view your advice as so invaluable, so whatever you say, I will view that as law.
It's good to have you on my side, even if you were a really bad alchemist. Like, really bad.
Please don't remind me. Every time, it got worse with every time.
I know. I didn't know that was possible. But you do have a nice trick with magic. I mean, look. And you notice that luggage has come inside of the house and it's just sitting there like a dog begging for food. And this is also when you notice that the house is moving. You can't feel it, but when you look out the windows, you can see the house is moving.
Does it normally move on its own, or...?
Only when I tell it to.
Oh.
We were starting to attract some attention I didn't want, because somebody's a show-off.
You know I don't like seeing people suffer.
I know, but did you have to do that with the military so close?
I forgot, okay? I will admit that I forgot.
I mean, hopefully at least it'll give it a distraction and slow him down a little bit. Also, if at any point someone wants to roll something for piecing things together.
So far, I'm enjoying just the RP. But sure, I can roll to try and piece together what I've been doing.
Or like if you had like a specific thing you're trying that you would like to see if you can figure out.
Me or Rem?
Either way.
Sure, 13 on trying to figure out how someone can hide their name.
Magic.
You now know that the warlord's actually from farther away than you probably realized. It could have been magic, or it could have been something complicated, big complicated spell, or it could have been something as simple as built his army as he went and only told people and didn't tell people his name, gave them just a title or something to refer to him as, and is like made sure that those who are with him as he goes know little about him beyond the fact that they are loyal to his cause. The name isn't gone, it still exists somewhere. Because in this world, names have power. If the loss of a name can kill a god, so the name exists somewhere. You just don't know where.
It's hidden only somewhere he knows and has probably murdered anybody else who had the location originally.
Potentially.
Probably.
Pretty much.
And Rem, do you want to roll to see if you have any aha moments?
Nope. Got a 2. Ren is very just looking at this like, oh, pie.
You didn't realize how hard you were working. Like, you were so caught up in your work and you didn't realize how hungry you were. Now you're just like chowing down on the pie as well as like some of the other food that's available on the table.
Yep, that makes total sense.
What do y'all talk about for the rest of the night, or what do y'all do for the rest of the night?
I think Foster makes polite dinner conversation and, we'll go back to wherever she's staying and just rewrite the letter and go to sleep. Because it's been a long day,
Fair.
and there's been a lot of weird
Yeah.
You're currently in a chicken house.
that's moving
Yeah.
with luggage that talks to it. It's been a day.
It has been. Rem will go over the notes again, make sure everything's fine, and probably pass out.
As you clean up after dinner and begin going about your business, you notice there's like extra pieces of furniture that are like perfect for sleeping.
Oh god, yes. Yes. So he just hunkers down and passes out. Because like Fennec said, it's been a day. There's a chicken house. There's been a lot to talk about. He's actually worked quite a bit since they got there.
Yeah, it's been a lot. You're tired.
He's exhausted.
You are surprised to find as you turn around after checking the notes, there's a bed right there.
Oh god, a bed.
Just immediately pass out snoring.
Oh yeah, yep. Most likely, like I'm gonna do when we wrap up today.
Valid. Before Foster went to bed, I'll say, Baba Yaga offered you some tea.
Thank you. I rather enjoy tea. Do I want to know what's in it?
Nothing out of the ordinary. I don't usually try and poison my guests.
Good to know. Thank you.
Quite appreciated.
Also know, when big things are going on, sometimes the dreams can be a bit much, so... both in intensity and in absolute confusion of nonsense that they are.
Yes, they can be. Well, thank you. I look forward to sleep and dreamless night for once.
I look forward to sleeping in the bed. Oh my.
Just flops, starts snoring.
Oh yeah.
So after Foster and Rim are passed out of sleep, Yaga looks over to you. I mean, I knew there was reason that we came here. I did not expect this to be the reason. Looking at the two sleep-being daemonkin that are different levels and different flavors of exhausted.
Well, you know how these things go. You expect one thing and then everything takes a super dramatic right turn.
That is very true, and I am desperately hoping that it doesn't turn into a left turn. If things get too far out of control, I'm not sure this world can take it.
You know, like I was saying earlier, I'd given up so much on this world. But I really think we have a real chance now. And I'm going for it. I'm going to give everything I have. Because like you said, this world, if I can already see if we fail now, there's no way this world can survive.
I think there's still time before we get to the point of no return, but I don't like the way this is going. But I think there's still enough belief in this world. I mean, just the fact that you're still alive, given the fact that you drink like a fish and you're not dead, that has to say something.
I would say to you the fact that you're still alive, but God, only the gods know what you brew in your alchemy.
That joke stopped being funny a century ago.
You know, Yaga, we're birds of a feather. I want to give this world its second chance. And I want to see my people again.
I think you will. I think we're getting close to the point where this could end.
And I think you've finally have found the perfect alchemy student in Rim there.
Indeed, he shows more talent than I've seen in a long time. And more potential than I think he's aware of.
He is. That's one thing we have to work on. He's really doubts himself.
I think in time he can work past that. Especially when he finishes that project in the morning. Which, I mean, even I'm impressed. I knew he had skill. The fact that he's got that on the first try? I don't even think I got that on the first try. Well, you know.
I'm telling you now, we're going to expect to see even more surprises coming from him.
Indeed. And from that one, too. I know the area she's from. Didn't think there was anything to be found there, but the fact that there was, it's a good sign. For someone I was worried wouldn't wake up, but I think she might. And that might end up being the thing that tips the balance.
Mm-hmm.
And then once this is over, you can go home. I might even be convinced to give you a ride back.
Oh, I know that's going to cost me.
Yep.
The idea of going home, really, that's what I want. That's all I want.
We'll get there. I picture like the camera fades. As you have drifted off to sleep, Foster, your sleep is not dreamless, as you thought it might be. Instead, you have a vision.
Yeah.
That is both more clear than you expected and maybe a little less. You see, it's almost like two spheres, two planes, one that is full of... It's like you're seeing the world from an airplane, except for you wouldn't know that, what that experience is like, because those don't exist here. But it's like a top-down view of the world, and you see a series of pillars of light, and the lights are different colors, and they seem to belong to different people. And there is harmony. And then something happens. It's like almost like something appears among them. Another pillar. The color's just off, and it starts like affecting the colors around it, and it ends up shattering it. The pillars that were closest to that one get really agitated and start turning the same color, but the ones that are on the outside seem to almost pull away from that. And it's like they push, you didn't notice, but there are these little smaller structures, very small on the outside, that get pushed back as the smaller of the light pillars push back. And it's like one by one, the corrupted pillars start to vanish until it looks like there's none left. But then you see something. It's like a sliver of that original corrupted pillars remains. And then you wake up. And it's morning.
Oh, Fennec acted this out of character, but is Foster going to?
I don't know, do you think Foster connects the dots?
I'll roll for it. Let's see.
Okay, if you want to roll for it, go for it.
1. So I know you just showed me the freaking war. And potentially...
And when you wake up, you don't remember as far as you know. You had a dreamless sleep.
Ah!
So you don't remember.
It's fine.
As far as you know, you slept really well. That tea worked.
Oh, I am aware. This is just Fennec just dice jail for 1,000 years.
It's fine. There may be other opportunities to have aha moments, but at the moment, you don't remember that dream. So, does Rim wake up early, or do you think Rim just oversleeps?
I think he actually sleeps a little later than he normally does.
So, about 30 minutes before you need to do the next thing on your potion, you are suddenly falling to the ground as the bed you were sleeping on disappears.
What? The bed left. Oh, the potion! He gets up and he runs. Oh, wait.
Wow.
I think that wakes Foster up. And that's what causes her to forget the dream. Is that ka-thunk.
Just have immediate minor panic. You just see very confused Rim on the floor.
Thomas, don't roll out of the... You're not Thomas.
What? No, potion! I have to make sure. If I stop, it will explode.
Yaga stops you before you do anything. You have 30 minutes before the next step. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right then. He sits down. Well then, and I'll start brewing some tea, some coffee. Sorry, coffee.
Coffee sounds wonderful. We're almost to where I'm going to be dropping you off before I go disappear off into I'm not going to tell you where.
Very smart move.
And Schmendrik, you might need to disappear too.
Yeah.
In a different direction. We have to make sure not everything gets destroyed. Have safeguards in place. Also, I'm curious, what did Rim dream about last night? What do you think?
Probably home. Hasn't been home in quite a while. It's... What time of year would we be right now? Harvest time?
I think we decided the returning festival's in the spring, and it's spring going to summer.
So it's not harvest yet. So it's midsummer, everything's growing. So yeah, he'd just be dreaming of home right now. Like around now, it'd be time to just go into the fields, check, make sure everything's fine. Nothing really happening. And he'd just be dreaming of almost his day-to-day, missing his family.
That's fair. It's probably the longest you've ever been away from home.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a 20 to see if the thing happens.
That's a 20.
Damn. Okay. So, in your dream, you also dreamed of when you were given the book.
Oh, okay.
Your memory of what the person looked like has always been kind of fuzzy, but since you showed up here, you felt like there was something a little bit familiar about Baba Yaga. And so in your dream, you remember probably for the first time the face of the person who gave you the book all those years ago. It was Baba Yaga.
Oh.
So it's her, and I think I'll just private message you the other thing you realize. Perhaps as you begin brewing your coffee, you have this realization.
I replied.
Accurate response.
So Rem is brewing the coffee, and just he has a tail, right? His tail goes
kind of like a startled cat.
Sorta, yeah. It stops swishing and just goes solid there, because I was trying to evade any other word. And he turns towards Mama Yaga, but says nothing.
She just makes direct eye contact with you and smiles.
Well, fuck. And he keeps making the coffee.
So Foster and Schmendrik, what are y'all up to as Rim is making coffee and having the moment of, oh shit.
Well, of course, Schmendrik was doing some baking, and now it's just like, oh, just like as you said, oh shit.
Yeah, look, dots got connected.
Say,
Good for him.
Yay, good for you.
The more people know is good, sometimes.
Exactly. But you know what? This actually will be good for it. It's like, this will be good.
Foster, what are you up to?
Foster is eating breakfast and just watching all this and just looking at Sindri's like, is he, when you say disappear, is he coming with us or going in a separate direction? Why, your help is appreciated this far, even if you can't come with us.
I'm sure it'll be. We'll figure it out. Yes, I am more than positive it will work out fine.
Mama Yaga looks at you and says, just remember in your decision, you're the only one left for your people.
I told you, whatever the cost, I'll pay it gladly.
Would you do that to them, though?
You and your hard questions.
It's like she's giving you tough choices.
More than you will be impacted by this decision. I know you didn't exactly choose your situation, but there's not really any going back now, only forward.
I'll keep moving forward.
Foster, would you like to roll a d20 to see if you can piece together the subtext of what the hell is going on here?
Sure, I will piece together the subtext and not use the evil die. I'm going to use a different one. 18!
Oh.
You've just been watching body language posture. You saw the moment when Rim just had the pieces clicking together moment, and then looked at Yaga, and then like the subtext of this conversation. You're starting to wonder if there might be an incredibly personal reason these two are determined to make sure that all the gods that remain don't die out. And also say it's probably around when Rim is finished with the coffee, and then you start going back to your potion. If you want to give me a d20 roll, and I'll let you upgrade it.
Oh, that's a 11.
Perfect. You are able to finish the potion. I'll say Yaga walks over to keep an eye on an eye, watch how it's going. And when you finish it, she nods. Nicely done. I knew it was a good choice.
Right? Now, knowing everything, he looks at her like with a sly smile. I'm glad you think so, and I'm glad I haven't disappointed.
You certainly haven't, and I feel more confident about our chances now.
Thank you, and, well, your secret's safe. If you wish it to be.
It's probably best, at least for a while, he doesn't know I'm still here.
Better that way. You have so many secrets that he would enjoy. Most likely destroying and keeping for the rest of existence.
Exactly. That is why after I drop you off, I'm going to disappear far from here. Take these with me, and guess I'll probably just hide them if things end up going south. I mean, it worked last time.
It did. Rem looks around, taking in, like, the vast array of books and knowledge. Well, I do hope I'm able to find it again. Spend more time and maybe look through these books.
I can give you a couple to take on the road.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I picture the two of you just continue chatting as the camera pans back to Foster and Schmendrik.
Mm-hmm.
As Foster has also put pieced things together.
Yes, and they went out of my brain. So basically, I understand they're on a mission to make sure no gods ever disappear because they're Baba Yaga is, or Mama Yaga is divine.
Mama Yaga.
Mama Yaga.
Is her brother Baba Yaga?
Her brother's Koshe, and he's the thing that's menacing Schmendrik from inside of the cabinet.
No.
Oh.
I just like the image of Baba Yaga and his magical chicken trailer.
That's amazing. But I'll say, you've pieced together that you might be in the room with one, possibly two gods, question mark. You didn't. As far as you know, they don't normally walk around people like this. Lots of questions.
That was where my brain was going originally when we started to meet this dude. So, cool. Glad Fennec was right. Foster will kind of, why are you two? This what I've translated. Normally, your kind doesn't come and walk among us.
Why do you think I don't want to give up on you people? Why do you think I want to have so much hope in you?
That's a good point. I didn't. We'll do our best to be worthy of that hope. And try our best.
I'll let you know right now. You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you, sir. Sir Schmendrik, Lord Schmendrik.
No, none of that.
Don't you start on that with me either.
I'm just Schmendrik.
Okay, just Schmendrik. Wink.
He's new to this.
Out of curiosity, Schmendrik.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I say your character's name since we started. I pieced together who Mama Yaga is, but which one are you?
She looks very amused at you and is not going to explain.
Okay, Schmendrik is actually like... Well, since I thought you'd get it from my little talk with Foster just then, but...
I'm sorry.
My people, the City of the Mist, I was their god. Well, one of them.
More like you became after
They all died.
everything happened. Yeah.
Oh.
That was also when I realized that was still a possibility and that someone actually knew that was a possibility, which shouldn't have been a thing.
So, yes, I'm the... Essentially, you could consider it, I was what was before. I was a desperate attempt at trying to keep them in this world. I like to think I did my job, but yeah, there you have it. The gods that once were, I was born from their death. Well, born from what they were.
Oh. Well, that is... Honestly, that is sad. I am so sorry.
I'm just sad because I miss my people. But like I said, that's what gave me my love of a love of you people, the love of this world. Because I've seen the beauty, I've seen the truth of the potential of what it is for when people truly have a genuine love for each other, and I will do whatever I can to have that again.
And I don't want to lose any more friends, personally.
We both have our conflicting views, and I guess that's how you could see ourselves in our pantheon. But at the same time, it's, as I've told you, there's no one I respect more in this world than Yaga.
I understand why.
And my heart can lead me to make bad decisions, and there's a time to when I need someone to tell me when it's time to make the hard decision, and she's always been there for me. That's what a true friend will do for you. They will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Indeed.
Schmendrik puts down a perfectly made, custard tart in front of, Yaga. Gives her a wink and goes, "For the person who's always been by my side."
She takes a bite. You've almost gotten it just right. You're almost there. You're so close.
Once we're all done with this, I think it will be perfect.
Either that or we will all be dead. So.
Once again, that's where our views differ, because I don't blame Yaga for being so looking on the negative side, because it's just everything seemed to have worked against the world, worked against us. But me, my glass is filled up again. Foster, Rim, I need you to be the light. I need you to be there for everyone. You may stumble, you may fall, but it's not about how we fall, it's about how we rise afterwards. You have both fallen, you've stumbled, but I'm witnessing something beautiful as you both are rising again. You may think you're unworthy, but I think you are. I believe in you.
And the fact that any of us survived the war is a testament to how strong the people of this world are. I lived through it barely, because what records there were... Well, actually, I got lucky. Some people took those with them, so it didn't take me as long to wake up. But he was born after. He happened after, so... I don't know, we'll see how this ends up going. All I know is do for my friends what was done for me once.
The only thing we can do is move forward now.
Uncover and recover the things that were lost, because most lost things tend to get found when they're needed.
And sometimes someone shows up just when you need them to, and gives you what you need.
Exactly. Even if it's not what you expected. As she says this, it's like the world around you dissolves almost, and you find yourself standing in this grass field and you hear her echoing, "Sorry for the abrupt drop-off, but let's just say there's a bit of a plan in place. I don't know who made it or why, but you'll know what you need to do when the time is right, and we all have our part to play."
Oh, and you know what? I should have said this earlier, but when everyone was asleep, Schmendrik snuck off outside the hut for one thing. I used 4 AP to use Bedazzle in a way that I think is going to shape things beautifully for Foster and Rim.
Okay.
Let's just say I made a new star formation, a new constellation. It's the Heroes.
That is so cool.
Oh.
But yes, that was the last thing Schmendrik did, was hopefully this way they'll look up at the night sky and this will inspire them to keep going. It's going to be hard, but they'll see this and keep going.
And I will say, as you are dropped off, you have supplies, have some interesting reading material, the both of you, and Rim, you have some of the things that you made. We can discuss about it later. But as Mama Yaga and Schmendrik head off on their own adventure because they have their own things to do. You find yourself standing in front of a forest that has been corrupted.
Well, what? Wow, this is chaotic.
They're not wrong. Well, only way forward is forward.
Looks like we have quite a lot of work to do.
Yep. Camera pans away from the two of you as we will pick up with your adventure next session and goes back to the hut, which is quickly heading off in another direction as Yaga turns to Schmendrik. As for you, I think it is time that you do go home. We're gonna need some backup, and your people have a long way to go to get here.
He looks out the window and goes, I think I've done my part. I think I've inspired them. And that's all I wanted.
Indeed you have. Go raise an army. Gather what friends you can. I think the more people we have, even if it doesn't have to be a fight, the better things will go. You know where the teleportation circle is.
As Schmendrik approaches the circle, he turns and goes, Now, we may not provide a way of fighting, but with the love that we will send, I believe that will help give the power you people that you need.
It will.
The city in the mist, we will always love you. And Schmendrik bows down to Baba Yaga and bids adieu as he steps into the teleporting portal.
Thank you for listening to The Rise and Fall of Gods, and stay tuned to find out what happens next. If you don't want to wait, you can get early access to this and all of our other shows by supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. The Rise and Fall of Gods is a Quest actual play DM'd and produced by Brianna Jean, featuring Fennec Foxfire as Foster, Alex LaRoque as Ramet Fremont, featuring special guest Brian Hurdlow as Schmendrik Rincewind. Rise and Fall of Gods is part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network changing reality one story at a time. If you enjoy our show, please leave us a review on your preferred podcasting platform and tell your friends about us. To find out more information about this and our other shows, check out our website at pseudonymsocial.com.